Hello, 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 and welcome back to some Tiny Glade. And I figured today, for chill with, we could do some nice little winter things. Because who doesn't like winter? One of my favourite seasons. I absolutely love Christmas, and I do play the songs in November. I play them pretty much all year round. I also have a saying that annoys some of my friends, which is cheer up, it's nearly Christmas, which I say all year long because it's true, if we're being honest. Oh, I did not know we could do this. That is cool. I think we will do that. I think we'll make ours a little house on stilts. What would be cool is if we could make it brick. That way, can we paint it to be brick? Can it? Well, not brick, wooden. Completely wooden. Is that possible? Because I think that would look pretty nice. We could probably do it like this. Yeah, that's sort of wooden-ish all around, isn't it? Make it a little darker. Something like that. Still kind of brick-like, but closest we're probably going to be able to get, which is fine. I'm thinking as well we could explore some different ways to go about it. We could add, yeah, could add one of these. We could add a little tower to it. Let's just make it about there. Nope, about there, and then we can raise it up just a little bit. Pull it down just a little bit so it's matching the way it is on that one. A little scan round, yeah. That could be, I don't know, maybe a little library for our little winter wonderland. Build some steps up to the front door, which we'll have here, I guess. I don't know how we're gonna have a door in, but we'll see. We'll see what we can figure out, because doors usually come with this when you do this, but obviously there isn't a way to do that on this one. We're just gonna make a little dirt path here. Oh, actually, you know what? I think a nice cobble one will be nice here, won't it? Nice little cobble path. Yeah. That's very winter niche. Still gotta figure out how to do a door, though. Perhaps there's some way to do it that I'm just missing. Would this be how you... No, because that just makes a little hole. That doesn't really make a door. We'll figure it out. Maybe it doesn't have a door. Maybe it's a weird place. It just doesn't have a door. Will that be centered? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And we could put one window here and then have a double window here. And we can add some windows just along the side here. Nothing too major really with this one. Just enough makes it look like, you know, there are windows in it, and the windows go here, here, and here. Perfect. And then for this one, we'll have a 3-window thing. Yep, perfect. And then did I do... It was the 2 on this one, wasn't it? Ooh, excuse me. Still getting used to the controls, so bear with me on that. But you know, we can learn, we can adapt it with each other, and we can learn together. Isn't that just the beauty of it all? 2 windows on like that. Should we do 2 windows here, do you think, or just the 1? Let's do 2. Let's do 2. Oh, that's how we do a door. Okay. And now we have a little door with a little reef on it. Isn't that nice? A sheep. You're going to pet the sheep. Let's give it a little chimney, because what's a winter wonderland without a chimney? Perfect. There we go. I think that's coming together quite nice. We could probably do its own little towny thing if we had the time there. Don't worry about swiping on your thing. Just needs birds are just here. You don't have any bugs climbing on your screen. I mean, we could make it like a 2-prong one, but no, I think for now we'll just stick with this, and then we'll, at a later date, we'll probably enhance it. I cleared out the entire area just so it's easier to build on and build upon. You know, we think we will include a couple more houses here and there, because that's always nice. But for now, I think this house is perfectly fine. It's up on stilts. We may have one. I think we will put one that's just on the ground over here. Oh, just a little bit on both ends. Something like that, yeah. Cool. Okay, and then we can do that there. And then we can put another one. It'll have to be centered. It'll have to be nice and like the other one. About there, say? Yes. That's perfect, isn't it? Can bring that down to the floor level. Perfect. I think that looks great. So this will just be windows because it's down. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. That's absolutely beautiful. And this one again will have the cobble because this one can have a double door setup, and we will bring the cobble to join this one, so they've got like a nice little community. Just a nice little community there. Let's sort out the... Let's make it daytime so it's just easier for you guys to see. Add the sun up. There we go. Oh, that looks better. That looks miles better. We're going to do this. We're going to put... Should we put a chimney? Where do you think the chimney would go here? Could put one there and one there. Could have 2 chimneys, huh? Yeah. I think that looks absolutely smashing. Then we can have that there. Then we can do some more there. Perfect. And then we can do some at the back. And some at the back on this. Three. Perfect. And then we can do 1, 2, 3 on the back of there. There we go. We can add some, I think, to the top of this one as well. Do you want to add any up here? We could add a couple up on this as well, just to give it that kind of mystery tower kind of vibe. There we go. Perfect. Incredibly. Oh, we do have to do a top window up here. I think we'll do 2 windows up top. No, we'll do 3. We'll do 3 so it matches, eh? That one's not going to match so much. So look now, 2. Let's do 2. But what we'll do is we'll have to do 1 there, and then we'll have to bring another one in there. So we'll get rid of that. And then what we will do is we'll go back to the windows. And we'll bring it a little bit more inward like that. And we got to bring this one down just a smidgen. So we can have this one sort of like 1, 2, 3. Is that more matching? That's more matching, yeah. Don't have to be perfect, except these windows are pretty high, so that's fine. You could have it like going up and then into the house. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. So why not have a few things that just don't make don't make too much sense, eh? We could have some fences going around here. Let's go on it. Does it make a gate? It does make a gate if we join them up. That's cool. I think we might bring it a little bit further back though. Around about here-ish. Yeah, and then we could have it from here. Going around there, and then we can get rid. Let's just get rid of those and get rid of this for now, and we'll get rid of this for now. But it's good to know. It's good to know that we have that option. We can make it just a little bit more fancier, so we could do it like that. So it's just one big thing leading straight up to the home. Yeah, that's nice. Give it just a little lived-in kind of vibe. We could probably do stone wall here. I'm assuming it makes the same. Well, kind of. Not really too hot on that, so we can leave that. But we can, over here in the corner, what we can do over here in the corner is we can make sort of, let's see if we can make sort of like a castle kind of thing. And the best way to do that, I think, be to get rid of that. Get this. Do this around here-ish. A little bit more around here. Just show it a little bit further up. And then what we can do is we can bring it up. A little bit more, a little bit more. We can have some steps leading up. Make sure those are on. Yeah, so you can have it sort of, and do sort of like a walkway, and we can have it sort of like this. We can have it join up with this one, and they can kind of join up. Might be worth pushing this back. Just can we push this back just a little bit? We can. Oh, good sheep. Okay, so we got that. Can we move this? We can do it sort of like that, just to kind of make it a little bit more. I'm just trying to make it a little bit more even, so it's something like that. There we go. Perfect. And then we can have the house up here. We can put two of these together, I think would be the best way. Can we put two together? We can. I don't know if they'll... We may have to join them up ourselves, but we can definitely figure something out. And we can try and work out the cameras. You know, so something like that. Something... Just something akin to this, you know? Can we join these together, or is that not possible? It'd be cool if we could. It'd be cool if we could. Let's see if we can. Try and get it so they're matching, so they're not, you know, like apart from each other, so they are one home together. Aha! Do it like that, but it has to go a little bit further in, but we can always make it bigger, so we can do it like that. Don't like how it's a bit gap, so we'll bring it down. So it's kind of got like a... something like this, and then we can obviously bring this out to about here-ish. Yeah, and then we can get one of these, so we can put this on this side, and we can get another one, and we can do it on this side. So it kind of, you know, it gives it that kind of like big 3D lived-in section, but it gets rid of it. So let's make this brick. I think brick would be a little bit better to make it a little bit more castle-like. You know, I think that's exactly what we shall do. Just to make it a little bit more castle-like. Can do it like that. And then I think as well as that, it'd be best to get rid of the slats and just make it perfectly normal. So if we get rid of the slats, get rid of slats, that's fine. and keep that same. But we can get rid of the slats on this. There we go. Look at that. Now it's a lot more stone castle-y. Now it's a lot more. This is a castle. Enter at your own whims. Big 2-door. Ooh, 3 doors even better. And we can kind of do some cobble. Just a nice little cobble courtyardy area. Always subject to improve. Always can be improved upon. Perfect. Yeah, always can be improved upon at a later date. But for now, this is how it's going to be. And then we can do the triangle ones. Oh, we could also make it a little bit bigger, actually. That's a good shout. If we make it a little bit taller, I think if we can go as big as we can. There we go. A little bit taller. Might be weird, and then we can sort of do that. Yeah, and then make this a little bit wider. We can make this side a little bit wider too. There we go. I think that kind of works, doesn't it? We can bring this out. We can bring this out a little bit more too. Show it like a little peeking around the side. There we go. Gives it multiple layers. Even better. Did not know we could do that. Learn something new every day. Okay. That's perfect. That we can do that. Can we add... Because we can add this also. So we can turn it like this. Perfect. Very more castle vibey. Do you think we might... Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It might be worth it just to break this down and bring this... Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think we will do that. I think we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. We'll click off, and then we'll... So that's as far as wide as that can go. That's fine. I think what would be better is if we did this sort of kind of the same way that that one is. Just about here-ish. Yeah. Bring it all the way up, all the way down. There we go. It's a little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. I think that fits it a little bit better, and that matches the aesthetic just a little bit more. Can do that. Bring that down. Can bring that out a bit. Yeah. There we go. That's very much more castle-like. And we can do this. Actually, would it be better to just do the holy ones, we think? Yeah. About there. That one's a little bit further down, isn't it? We've got another one to just make it a little bit more layered. That one is a little bit further down than what I want. So let's do this then. Go here. Okay. So I think we have to start from the top. Is what we're garnering from this. To just make it line up just a little bit better. No. Okay. See if we can... Let's see if we can do it. We start from the middle. Perfect. We'll add some normal windows to it as well, but they'll be here. So put one there. Put one there. Can put one there just to give the castle a little bit more of a vibe. A little bit more of a castle-y vibe. And then it's got its own little decorations and stuff as well. There we go. I think we might get rid of those. I don't think they work too well with it at the minute. So we'll get rid of those for now. We may add them back a bit later, but, you know, like I said, it's always subject to change. So, always subject to change, and that's okay to have some changes. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. We're just chilling. We're just relaxing, maxing on cool. Shooting some b-ball outside of school. and there's a couple of guys that are up for no good that start making trouble in your neighborhood. You know how it goes. I don't think we need any at the... We might... Well, a few at the back here. This can be like bedrooms, you know? We can have like these be at the back here, just at the very top. Be bedrooms. They don't have to be anything too perfect. Again, we're not aiming for perfection. We're just aiming for something that makes us go, ah, that's way too high, though. That is... Whoa. Dear me. Right, so about there. Perfect. So there we go. And then what we can do is we can have a little door. We can have a little door back here with a dirt path. Just a little one. With a nice little dirt path running all the way through around here. And then we can fill in this with some flowers. And maybe a little pond even. Just something. And then what we can do is we can use these ones. On here like this. Can use the little, nice little slit ones on there. There we go, that's nothing too crazy. They'll let some light in if people want to go exploring down that way. Maybe it might also be worth having 3 of these on here. I think 3 works a lot better. We can kind of space them out just a little bit. There we go. And then we can have 1 here, 1 here, and then we can have 1 in the center. We can line up with that, and then we can line that one up with that one. That one's lined up with that one. There we go. We could have a little door here too, so they can come out and onto the veranda and have a little gaze around. And we can put another door here. Put another door there. There we go. Look, see. Could have a little door here and a little door there as well. I think that works out pretty well, that does. We can probably move these steps though. I think would be best. Can we move these? It might be worth getting rid of the steps and then just redoing them. Now we got the basis down. Because what we could do, instead of having it like with the courtyardy thing, with the courtyardy vibe, what we can do is put 1 down here. Now these steps going up there, and then that, and then we can get another one. We could put them, yeah, here. We could put these ones here, going up. And then we could have them joining like that. So it'd be, no, I don't think we need them joining. Really, do we? No, we don't need them joining. The perfect as they are. Just coming up just a little bit onto a walkway. There we go. Yeah, and that can... It's very rustic, you know, it's very rustic. It's like they worked with what they had, is the vibe we're going for here. They worked with what they had, and what they had was not a lot. Yeah, I think that would do us for the little castle area. This could be their little kingdom. It's nothing too fancy, but we can have it joining on each way. We can do like that, and then we could have it kind of forking off into this way here, and then we can have something in the middle there. I think that might be for the best. Have it just fork off. There we go. Fill this in just a little bit more. I'm not the most creative of people, but I do get some good ideas from time to time. We can have another little home section here. Well, hey, this could be like a little foresty area. Maybe this could be the little foresty park area. We could put 1 house here, I suppose. So we could have 3, maybe 4. We'll go for now, we'll go for 3. For now, we'll go for 3. And this one, You know what? I think we will go for 4, but we'll do 4 somewhere else. We'll see what I mean in a minute. I think I've just got an idea for something cool. Could work out, could not. All depends on how it goes. Something like that. This one doesn't need anything fancy. This one can just be nice little home for a nice little villager. There we go. Just a nice little home. Nothing too garish, nothing too amazing, but something that someone can live in. You know, we got little tiny people. These little tiny people need homes. And they can have a nice little back door too. Just do the 2 on the side here, I think. 2 on the side would be perfect for them ones. Can do is we can move a 2 up here. We can have this one moving along here like that. And then we can have what we could do is we can have one in the middle, move you along just like that. And then we can have a better position for the door. Yeah. That works. Can bring this down just a little bit and we can put another 2 there. Have that there like that. Bring these down just a little bit so they're a little bit more in line. And then we could have just one above the door there. I think looks perfect. Bring these down just a little bit and put another one here. There we go. I think that looks great. And then just above each of these ones, we can have... Oh, I didn't know we could do that. That's cool. I didn't know we could do it like that. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it like that then. Perfect. And what we could do is we could have one here too. We could make this a 3-1. Move that kind of center. But there, that could be like another little peek out. Then we got to put on a chimney, of course. Can't have a home without a chimney. Can I? Let's make this a little bit bigger. A little bit more out. There we go. Chimney, and we can put the chimney. We'll put the chimney there. So it's kind of in the top of it, you know? Yeah, that works. Because now all the houses are unique. All of them are a little bit different than each other. Doesn't have to be anything incredible. We can do that there. Still, I think we might get rid of this pathway here. Just have the pathway going to here, and then we'll figure something else out for here. Yeah, we could do something like that. I think that looks quite nice, that. And then, if we go over here, we can go to this little floor. And they can have just a nice little entranceway for theirs. And this one, I don't think this one needs an entryway. It's got the stairs that are already up and everything like that. I think we can probably fix up the windows just a little bit though. Just a smidge. I think we can afford to have 3 windows on this one. And we can put these like this, and then we can have another one in the middle. That works, doesn't it? We can have same with this side. We can move this across here a little bit, give it 3. We can move this to this end, put this 3 here, and then we can have another one here. Let's line it up. Can have a wraparound window too. That'd be interesting. Little wraparound window. And then this one can have 1, 2, 3. We can do another 3 just in the middle. There we go. There we go. I think that's looking better already. Perfect. Alright, and so what we can... What are you? Oh, you're just some... Why are you all the way out here? Strange. And now we can dot some plants around. Oh, those are beautiful. Nice little pink. We could have it like growing under things too, you know. It's winter, no one's going to be doing their gardening in winter. Like the nice little sounds to make too. Kind of like do it all the way around here. This can be like their thing. They're like the neighbours that, you know, like they don't do as much as they're going. It's kind of engrossing on this land here. These neighbours aren't too happy about it. Something like that, you know? Do something like that, yeah. These can be like the obnoxious neighbours. You know, they got like a house on stilts. They're all obnoxious. And then we can sort of do something like this at the back here, yeah. And I think we can have a nice little pond too up here. Whoa, that made a moat. I mean, that's kind of interesting actually. That is a good kind of just bury this out a little bit like this. So it's not like the strongest of structures. Or we could have this be like a little entrance way, I guess, or something. So it's got like a little pond down there. It's a little natural pond. Works kind of. Yeah, we could have like a little pond down here. So, you know, like they got like the little garden out here, and then we could say it goes out into the. We could put some trees up here. So you know, like they're not. They were never supposed to. You know, they weren't supposed to build here, sort of thing. You know, we can do that, or we can just take it all away. Don't know. We'll figure something out with it. Reform that back up for now. They can have one tree. Oh, it's a dead tree. Oh. That one's alive. That one's... So you can have a few dead trees growing up here to show like the impact of what they've been doing. Cutting down the trees in the winter. How dare they? That'd be perfect for now. And then what we can do then back here is we can have a big frozen lake. We can have a big old frozen lake back here. Just kind of don't want it to go too far into the town. So we'll mesh some of that back up there. Big frozen lake up here, and we can put a fence around it. Put a fence around it. You can have a little hole to go into there, and we can disguise it up so it's a death trap with some trees. There's some trees all around the sides here. Probably some around here. And then we can put some more trees along the back here. Because we can show, like, you know, some trees are missing from the wilderness, from firewood collecting and stuff. We'll say like that. That can be the little, you know, get together of it. There's been some deforestation for firewood, but the ones that are remaining are not, you know. And then what we can have round about here is the same as we had in the lab one. Because I think that's just a nice way to do it, just to show how you get in and out of the village. And it doesn't have to be anything too leery. And these people, before we do anything else, these people here, we'll have, let's get a little brick wall. Let's get a little brick wall going. They have a little brick wall from point to post coming all the way across like that. And then in their backyard, they can have their own little frozen lake. Just their own little frozen lake. And then their own little garden. Well kept, well maintained, well looked after. Just well looked after little garden that they have. They have there. and they can have one tree. Just here. That's their tree. They've grown. You know, they're... You know, and everybody's kind of just... Deforestation. It's winter. They got to keep warm. They need some wood. You don't need anything too Larry to go around. And then what we can do is we can get this here. We can get the dirt path. And then it can go into the cobble. And then when it goes into the dirt path, which is around here, is how they leave the village. You can add some spruced up little bushes around here. You know, we can make it just a little bit more overgrown as they're coming into the forest. Dot it around. And there we go. I think that's actually quite well. Now we can add in can add it like that. So you know, it's like, you know, it's one that you can open, you don't have to open. Oh, it's got a little... He's going, that's fine. And now we'll add some lights to it. Not too many. I think I did too many. I think I did too many lights on my last one. I think I put too many around for my liking anyway. You know, and we don't want to have too many anyway, so we'll just do that much, and then we'll do just some over here. All lights in the path, and then they can have... Oh, actually, oh, we can hang them on the doors. Oh, we can hang them. Okay, game changer. We can hang them. Okay, so everybody's getting a lantern. Everybody's having a lantern. Yours can go there because you're presumptuous. You can have one up there, just to give you, and you can have one. Can I attach them to the thing? No, I can't. I can't attach them to the posts. Otherwise, I would have done it on the posts, which would have been a bit cooler, I think. But it's fine. And there we go. There's our little winter wonderland. Shall we have a look what it looks like at night? Let's have a look what it looks like. Oh, that's just... That's beautiful. Let's do just a little bit more. Let's see if we can get the lights turned on in the homes. No lights turned on in the home because it's got a light outside. That sounds about right. And then let's see if we can try and get everything inside our little town here. There we go. I'm thinking, should we do a nighttime picture? Or like a sunset kind of vibe? I'm kind of feeling that vibe, actually. Kind of... Yeah, we'll do it like that. And then we don't need to look through that, really. Do that kind of vibe. Kind of make it a little bit more drawn in. Little turn. There we go. And as always, I will post the actual photo at the end of the video. Taking a little screenshot. There we go. We've got it. And I'll tell you what, we'll also do one at dawn. We'll do one at dawn, and I'll put them both at the end. Some of that pre-dawn, you know, because a nice little winter wonderland pre-dawn. Perfect. There we go. Thank you ever so much for watching this chill with. It's been a blast, and I will see you in the next one. This one was a lot longer than the other one. We put a lot more thought and effort into it. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. A tatty. Bye.